gadget. Hey, how's everyone doing? Pro wrestlers, wrestling fans, Hasbro maniacs, musicians, whoever the hell you are out there. I hope everyone is doing good still, staying safe, staying precautious, and all that good stuff. Things are slowly starting to open here in upstate New York and all over the country. And cases are still, unfortunately, being seen. And COVID-19 is so far not going away. The warmth doesn't seem to be helping that much, especially if people don't want to use precautions and social distancing. And I work from home already, and for the past month or better, my wife has had her office home from campus, so her and I have been able to spend a lot more time with each other. But today, I am bringing you another Hasbro reveal, dash top 10 of my favorite pieces of gear that I've made over the past 7 or 8 years so far. Now, one thing I'm going to show you before I get into the new figure that I got, which is a gem I've been waiting to get for a long time. This bad boy right here. This bad boy right here, I watched auction on eBay the other day, and it went for $8.15 after about 4 or 5 days of auction. Now, I got this figure for $2.50, and this figure is mint to death. If I were AFA, which I think is a scam anyway, I would probably rate this 90 to 95 mint. There's no bends, creases on the card, there's no waves, and the bubble seal is immaculate. The bubble itself is clean, pristine, and I was happy to get this figure. And this was only about 2 years ago, I think. Not even, I don't think, when I got this figure on eBay. A little over $2.50, and the condition that I watched one go for about $815 someone paid for. I'm kind of in a pickle. I was like, back when I bought this, I kind of wish I bought 2 or 3 more. But yeah, whoever has this one, hold on to it. I don't plan on ever selling it. Mint 123 Kid. I'm hoping to have it signed one day if I ever do a show with him again. And I'm pretty patient. But now I'm going to show you the newest figure that I got. I've been waiting to get it for a long time, and I finally found it at a good price. Got a couple creases on the card, but I don't care. You guys know me. I don't care about that. As long as the picture is still good, as long as the seal of the bubble is still good, I want it. Alright, now this seller, he had about 3 of them. He had 2 of them signed, and he had this one in worse condition that I don't think he bothered getting signed. He should have. But I was happy with the deal that I got. Now, and it's usually pretty darn hard to find. You can rarely find this ever on eBay. I will slowly raise it up into the picture. Oh, it's already been on my wall for a few days, but I had to take it off and show you. Didn't come in a plastic protector. I already had one. Went right in out of the box, and it's got a couple creases. It's got one going across there. It's got one down here, and it's got a little stain up here, like someone may have spilt soda on it or something. Maybe someone opened a can of soda and the spray from the tab opening got on it, but I don't care. The picture is still brilliant. Old school Toys R Us price tag sticker. I'm very happy that I finally have this in my collection. And so far, currently, I am only 8 figures away from completing the Hasbro set that I want. All mock, mint on card. I was so happy to open this up. But she sits right up there on the completion wall next to his good buddy Hulkster. Alright. Now, here we go. Finally, what I've been telling you guys for a while now, I am bringing you my top 10 favorite gear that I made over the years, starting at 10 and going down to my favorite, which is number 1. Now, starting at 10, we are going to start with a favorite of mine that I think I made around early 2014 for a buddy of mine, Dan Roberts. He goes by Sergeant Fury, and we were working in Buffalo a lot at the time, at least once a month, and him and his tag partner, Big Vigo, they were nudging me to make them something. Well, this was a individual pair that I made for Sergeant Fury, and let me snap my fingers. Now every time I snap my fingers, right after, the picture of the gear is going to come right up. I'll give a little detail about it, maybe how long it made, and then we'll move right along. Alright, but number 10, Dan Roberts. I loved the detail on this pair. Once I got all the puzzle pieces in play, I damn near brought his mock-up to life. I'd say about a good 97-98%. And took me a while, because all those individual pieces, I hand cut and I hand place, and it, you know, stuff like that, detailed stuff like that, takes a while. But this was one of my earliest pair after I started making gear, and I was very happy with the way they turned out. And again, still to this day, one of my favorite pair I've made so far. Okay, number 9. Made these for a promoter I was working for. I don't want to bear his name on my video. He kind of swept the rug out from under me after I went out of my way a lot for him. But there you see it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle villain brought to life on a set of trunks. This pair of Krangs actually won this worker an award for best gear at a show he did. So he sent me the picture of that, and I was happy to see that. It got some pretty cool recognition. But I remember when I posted it on my Facebook page, it also got a lot of likes. Again, this was another detailed piece of work that I was happy to bring together, and there you have it. Number 8, I'm bringing you Ed House, another one of my very first clients after I started making gear. He was probably the 4th or 5th guy, I'd say, that got at me and gave me a shot. And I made him maybe like 3 or 4 sets of trunks. But this pair I'm showing you right here, I think was the first pair I made for him. And they turned out really good. I remember he liked them and gave me some more work after that. And they didn't take me too long, but I was still in my novice, still learning as I go stage of making gear, and they turned out good. They're still one of my favorite pair. Alright, number 7, Zach Rain with the booze, baby. Oh, I big Mario fan growing up, of course, so it's another one of my detailed works that I really enjoyed putting together. And I know the client liked it. Zach, what do you think, buddy? Did you like them? You still wear them? So that was number 7. Number 6, I'm going to bring you a singlet and kick cover set for a worker by the name of Derek Direction. Now, I remember he sent me a pair of Zubaz pants to cut up and incorporate in the design. Now this design you see is inspired by Rugrats, and I had fun putting these together. The Nickelodeon slime splatter and the Rugrats design, the baby bottle with Derek spelled inside of it. You know, I loved putting all that stuff together. It was cool. And again, I was finding my way. I was getting better as I go. And the more work I got, the more practice I was able to get. And just getting better and better. You know, not to toot my own horn, but beep, beep, you know. Alright. Number 5, we are down to 5, alright? Now, this is a guy who worked with me for a good while. And I've known him since the beginning, pretty much the start of my career. But later on, when a few years passed, I got a chance to do some training with him. And I considered him a coach, and will always. But a very reliable guy when he was a part of the business. Whose house? Mark's house. Mark House with the Danny Tanner How Rude set. Now this pair was fun because I remember comparing my work to the graphic mock-ups he gave me, and everything was pretty much spot on. I was very happy with that Danny Tanner face that I was able to sort of bring to life in an animated sense. And I know he wore them out a lot, and I know he got some good attention for them, but you know, he made me look good because of his in-ring work and what he was willing to wear out in front of crowds. And you know, I appreciate anyone who gives me the shot to make them something to wear out in front of an audience. I take a lot of pride in that. So, Mark House, I know you're not a part of the business right now, but I love you. I miss you, brother. Alright, number 4, I'm bringing you the former NFL Quinn Ojinaka, former NFL player for 3 teams, I believe. And I remember Ethan Page told me that he shot my name to this fella, and sooner or later I got a text from him, and he gave me a shot. Now this robe wasn't the first robe I made him. I believe it was the second or third, but he wore this at one of the Bound for Glories. When was it? What year? 2019, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I spend more time in front of a sewing machine than I do keeping up with the products. Sometimes I have to sit and splurge for a while to catch up on things. But Quinn Ojinaka, Moose, he still a client of mine to this day. I actually got something in progress for him right now, another robe. I know he recently moved. He got a bigger house, I think, and my theory is I think he just needed more closet space because he's a gear hog. No complaints. I love it. I'm just one of his few gear makers. I'm pretty honored by that. So thanks, Moose. All right, number 3. I was very nervous to get this client because of his experience, where he's been, and at the time I was still, you know, learning. And at the time I was just really nervous and really wanted to make sure that I made him something, because he works all over the place and gets on TV every once in a while. He's been on TV, he's been a part of the product. But I bring you to infinity and beyond. Colin Delaney, I worked with him a lot in, well, I worked a lot of shows with him in Rochester, New York. And I remember the first time he came up to me in the locker room and asked me for gear. He pulled out cash, gave it to me, and make me this. I'll send you this picture, which is actually a tag set for him and his partner, Cheech Hernandez. They formed the tag team To Infinity and Beyond. and I still believe they work it when they can. When COVID gets out of here, or vaccines, or whatever we need to get the hell running normally again, I believe they will still don the gear. And Colin actually did me a solid by wearing the pair on 205 Live. So that was my first instance of my fabric seeing and working on WWE canvas. So that was a big accomplishment for me, and I'm very proud of that. I take a lot of pride in that pair. And it's one of my favorite pairs, just because of the detail, time it took me to make, and both pair turned out really well. I love watching them both tag in it. They look awesome together, and hopefully more to come in the future. But Colin, thank you. Alright, number 2, I am bringing you a baggy pair of pants that I made for the King, Eddie Kingston, baby. Right now I think he's a part of NWA, but he was former Impact. Works all over the damn place. Eddie Kingston, I remember when he first got at me. Very nice fella. Very nice fella. We didn't meet until I finally got Ethan Page to book me for a Alpha 1 show. That might be my one and only. I don't know. I don't think I made the grade for him. But that was the first time I met Eddie Kingston in person. He was sitting talking to Homicide, and I go up to him and I kind of tap him on the shoulder, and I remember he looks up at me and he goes, and I go, "Do you like your gear?" I remember his expression changed. It went from having a serious conversation with Homicide to just bright-eyed and smiled. He shot right up out of the chair, instantly recognized me, put his arm around me, asked me how I was doing, and it was really nice to finally get to meet him, because I think that was like the 3rd pair I made for him. I don't get to meet a lot of my clients. Some I do, some I don't. There's some that have been so loyal to me that I still have yet to meet in person. And, you know, hopefully I can remedy that here soon. And once I get everyone gets themselves back out, I can do some touring up and down the roads here. Alright, but that was number 2. This pair I made for Eddie Kingston, the detail alone, it took me a while, but the details I was able to hit were spot on. And this King Bulldog character, it was very detailed. Took a while, but I was happy to get it done, and he was very, very happy with them. I think I made him a total of 3 pants and 3 singlets or something like that, all matching sets. So Eddie Kingston, if you're out there, thank you for the work, brother. You got more coming. Alright, we have made it down to number 1. And this is another client that has been loyal to me for a long time. And he's my boy. And I love him to death. I am bringing you All Ego, Mr. Freeze. I love this pair. This pair is the favorite pair I've ever made. He gave me some work to match Cody Rhodes gear when they tagged together. He gave me some work to do to match Matt Sydal when they were teaming together in Impact. I think I have a total of 27 pair of trunks that I made Ethan Page so far. These are my favorite. The detail alone took me a while, and I love bringing his designs to life. He does graphic designing and all sorts of video editing, so I know he's good on a keyboard and some screens. So the mock-ups that he gives me are always fun to bring to life. I think I do a pretty damn good job. He hasn't left me yet. So still waiting for him to debut some new gear that just sent out not too long ago. But this Mr. Freeze pair was definitely, so far, favorite pair I've made yet, in going on 8 years, or longer, I should say. Now there you have it, folks. Top 10 of my favorite pieces of gear that I've made for workers in and out, all over the country, out of the country. Like I said, my fabrics have been worked at every major promotion I can think of, and as a nobody, I take big pride and accomplishment in that. And I want to thank every worker out there, every pro wrestler who gives me a shot to make them gear. I'd say out of 8-9 years, I'll give myself a 97% approval rating, because, you know, I've had a few people that haven't been happy with either my timing. I'm just going to say timing. It's usually a timing thing. I haven't had anyone receive my work and not like it. It's just always a timing thing. I'm a one-man crew, so what am I going to do? I ain't going to run and hide. I'm going to face everyone head on, and, you know, I take my time, I do my work. So, I hope you all enjoyed that. Plenty more to come. I got to do some more videos during the gear making processes. But either way, I keep hoping to spread the word. Again, if you're a worker out there and you need gear made, shoot me up at these addresses down here. Send me a message. Send me a gear order. I'll quote you, and we'll do some business. Again, I want to thank every worker out there who's given me the shot to make them gear. I want to thank all you Hasbro maniacs for coming checking out the channel. I'll say, if you like what you see so far, again, subscribe, like, do whatever you got to do. And until next time, folks, please stay safe, and Ash out.